Hi, it's Max from Dadlands Gaming. This is the last of the 3 vlogs that I've recorded over the last 5 weeks. It's an upgrade to Games Room 1, so I've enjoyed doing it. See what you think of it. Okay, update incoming for Games Room 1. Currently I have a 55-inch LG TV on the wall in the middle, which when I'm up here I tend to do most of my gaming on the extra screens when people come round to play multiplayer stuff. So that's going to get upgraded to my old Hisense 75-inch 4K TV. So what I need to do now, also going in that cabinet there, will be my old Yamaha amp. So that's what I've had downstairs. So the current job now is to pull those cabinets out, empty them all out obviously, so I can get access to the wall, take that TV off. That TV is actually going in my garage. I do a lot of work and training in my garage, so it's just a nice upgrade for the TV I've got in the garage there as well. So that's going to get repurposed and reused quite nicely. I'm going to run speaker wire, because it's currently 2.1 system. Got the floor standards there and subwoofer there. So I'm going to run some additional speaker cable just around the back of the carpet, best I can. It's going to go around the back of there, and I'm going to put it just up the walls, get a couple of like some small speakers for that side, and also to go on that side. And then I'll try and get another, like a centre speaker, so it's basically going to be a 5.1 system in here as well, which will be fantastic. And I'm going to run most of the newer games. I'm going to have basically PS4 Pro, as modern as it is, and Xbox One X on that TV, along with, I'm going to output the Framemeister, the Switch, Analog Pocket when it arrives, 360, PS3, PSTV. PSTV. So they're the things that's going to be in here. I'm hoping to split the output, so one goes to the TV and one's just a spare HDMI, so I can quickly plug the laptop and capture card in if I want to record any footage, just to make my life easier if I ever do anything like that. So what I'm going to do now obviously is strip everything out of those cabinets, pull the cabinets out for now, so I've got access to put the TV on the wall, because obviously the 75-inch TV is considerably bigger than that one. And then it's going to be a case of, again, removing all these cabinets at the side. And this is going to be the worst one, because there's a lot of cable there, and I'm going to obviously run the speaker wires in. That's going to be a total pain in the backside, but I don't mind. I like these jobs actually, these little projects. So that's my next little project for Games Room 1. I'll obviously take more footage as I'm going along to show you what I'm doing. That's the amp I'm going to be putting in. My eyesight's getting worse. Let me see if I can read it. So it's a Yamaha RX V681. So I think it has 5 HDMI in, with a 6 at the front if necessary, component in. Now I've just been testing the original Xbox there, soft modded, because it should actually upscale all of those settings on that component and output HDMI. Can I hell get it to work? So it's going to take some fiddling about when I get set up. I can get the main 480i screen showing, displaying to the HDMI, but whenever I change any games, I think it's Soul Calibur output 720p. As soon as I put that on, it loses its image, so it's something I'm going to have to investigate when I get it all set up in the other room. But anyway, so there you go. It's a really nice amp, and it's going to be set up for 5.1. So I've taken the TVs out now, or the ones off the units anyway. Here now, it's going to put through there for the time being. So now I'm just starting to strip all the consoles out of the units. It's going to take a little while, and then I'll be able to get access to that TV. It's just easier when you're lifting it off the wall rather than lifting it outwards from yourself. If you're out underneath, it's so much easier. Especially putting a lot bigger TV up there, it's going to be easier to be with all the cabinets out of the way. So there we go. Current state of play, all the units emptied, moved out the way. Cables to the wall from sort of that side, so you've got like a cable HDMI from the Framemeister speaker cables, also the audio out that I use for that PVM. TV obviously off the wall, I'm going to take that downstairs shortly. HDMIs and such like that go from the TV on the wall to behind the unit. So now in here then, so we have, these are now just going to be used purely for it's always been a bit higgledy-piggledy with things all over the place. The main gaming now will be on the big TV in the middle. These TVs on the side will have an Xbox One, an Xbox 360 connected, that's it, just for multiplayer. And all these items here, what's going to be connected to the sort of centre main TV. So you've got original Xbox component, PS TV, HDMI, PS3, HDMI, Xbox One X, HDMI, PS4 Pro, HDMI, Wii U and Switch, HDMI, 360, HDMI, and that's a Retron 5 I bought a long time ago before I sort of adapted the games room. So that's just going to get boxed up. I bought it new, I'll probably use it maybe 2 or 3 times. That's going to get boxed up, not get used anymore. So that's going to go sort of on the main TV in the middle. So yeah, that's good. So things are moving along quite nicely now. I think those pitches might have to move as well. You know, I don't even know if they'll fit anymore because the TVs, they say 75 inches, it's absolutely huge. So I think they might have to move or come down altogether. I'll find out in the next couple of days. There we go. So Jake's just been round, helped me lift this up 2 flights of stairs, weighs a flipping ton. So that's, I'm going to need a bit more assistance than just 2, I'm going to need 3 of us to put on the wall. But anyway, I've mounted the bracket ready up there. It's a bit higher than what the other bracket was. So that's all measured out. What I've also got as well, I'm going to try a bit of RGB lighting on the back of it. So I've got that. And I might be wrong, but all the other TVs I've ever tested these on before, if you plug them into the USB port on the TV, it powers off when the TV goes off. So I'm going to use one of those plug sockets, because I always have the sockets plugged in sort of higher up. I haven't mounted it up there. So I'm going to change that socket there for the one with the USB points. It means I can always, even if the TV's not on, I can always switch the RGB backlighting on. I've tried it on my wife's TV downstairs, it works perfectly. So, like I say, it'd be much easier if it was powered from the TV, but people might be able to tell me I'm wrong, but all the TVs I've tested it on, it just wouldn't have it. It used to annoy the life out of me. So anyway, so there's what we got at the moment. I just now need to sort of hoover up, get rid of a bit of the dust, because I've no more drilling now, but that's going to be a hard job mounting that on there. But then it should look good, and then when I've done that, then I can start running the wires in down this edge of this wall for the 5.1 speakers, and then down the other wall. So anyway, we are making progress anyway, so there you go. Okay, I did something very naughty. Swap that socket over, and I did it live. Don't try that on, kids, it's a bit bad thing to do, but I managed it. And now we've got that RGB light strip stuck to the back of the TV there. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it might look nice, because like you say, it's a blank white wall, so when the lights are off it should look decent. So now I'm just waiting for Jake and his dad to come round to help me lift the TV on the wall up there and plug things in. We tried it, just me and Jake, but it's a fair old weight, that one, and obviously because the bracket's high up on that one, it doesn't help. You've got to lift the TV really high up on the wall, so I need an extra pair of hands basically. So that's going to be my next job, lifting the TV into place. Right, there's the TV on the wall. Obviously the strip, it seems to light up best around the top and sides, because obviously because of the nature of the design of the TV, I couldn't get it on the very bottom edge because it would have got in the way of the speakers. But not to worry. The biggest thing that gets on my nerves is new houses for you. That just looks wonky, but I've had the spirit level on, it's perfect, but that's new walls. So that will always irritate life out of me. It just looks a bit wonky, but that's what you get with new houses. Things always look straight, but they're not always the case. But anyway, at least the TV's there. I can now start running the speaker cables in. So hopefully a couple of hours in here later, maybe tonight or tomorrow, should have this finished with any luck. So there we go, done. It's a total pain in the backside. It's all good and well having a big games and we'll have to stuff in it, but when it comes to putting anything like this in, why it is, it's a pain in the ass. From making slow progress. And obviously once I get that section in there that you see now, left and right, it just means at least I can put the cabinets back in and then sort of move the cable around there, which will give me a bit more space to move things around. So slow and steady progress again. Alright, there you are. Speaker cable's in. I'm going to tack it up inside the door there, then mount it up here. Not sure how I'm going to do it yet, or what speakers, but that's a minor detail. So everything's back in place on this side. So just the other side to do now. Oh, look at that coke stain. Someone came round for games, like tipped spilt coke. It's annoyed me for probably about 10 years of that. Very irritating. Right, current state of play. I decided to start in this middle section and go sort of left and right with it. So I'm going to go through obviously the brush plates there, use attach a couple of wiring loom to circumvent sort of this TV area, and then obviously out the back of there at the moment there, look at all them cables all hidden behind the unit. It's an absolute mess, but it's okay when it's hidden, it doesn't count. So now to run around the carpet edge there, and again it'll be tacked up there eventually. So I'm going to do a section at a time to break it down, because it seems like a bit overwhelming at the minute. So I'm going to put that part in there, put everything back as it was, you know, like the games console and the BVM, etc., and then make slow progress. So it does look a bit messy, but that was the best way to sort of run all the cables from the Extron cross point to the various TVs and monitors. So there's the cables there out of that brush plate out of the wall. Speed cables ran down there. So as you see, I've ran it in there through the harness. It's now gone through there and it's coming out of that brush plate there, so it is hanging down. I'm just going to now run it behind the carpet. Not actually much left to do, to be honest. This was always the worst part. But what I'm going to do first is put the consoles back in here, just so, so I'm not leaving everything at the end. I'm going to do bit by bit. So there we go. So that cable's ran in now. So put everything back to where it was. And just around the edge of the carpet, it looks fine. You can't tell it's there. And around the back of there, we've got lots and lots of cables now. So I've mentioned before, in here is going to be the amp, which I'm going to obviously put most of the consoles on a nice big 75-inch 4K TV now, and the frame micers. That means when I'm outputting any of these older console RGB consoles, it'll output through the frame micer, and I'll be able to put it on that big telly as well. So that means there's going to be TV on that unit there, and on that unit there as before, and that one. Those 3 additional TVs are just primarily going to be for when people come around to play multiplayer stuff, and I'll do most of my gaming on that one if I want to. The idea hopefully is to use some form of HDMI splitter to output the image to that TV, which I hope won't degrade the 4K image, and also output to just a spare HDMI cable, so I can always capture footage. Current state of play. Units just sort of haphazardly put in where they need to go, and then obviously all the consoles are ready to go connect into the amp. So it's going to take a while, and it'll be an absolute horrendous bird's nest behind those units, but you won't see it, so it doesn't count. So looking forward to getting all those put in probably tomorrow now, I'm guessing. There we go, next job. Right there, the amp's in. Of all things to consider, I didn't even think about it fitting there, and at one point when I started connecting, I think, oh my god, it's not going to fit, but it just literally fits by the millimetre. There will be more space, but that bracket's there, you see. But that's all connected up now. So I've just got to try and test a few things before I sort of neaten everything up around the back and put all the rest of the consoles in. So I've got a couple of things to test basically. So there we go. Oh dear me, these things really are starting to test me. So I was in a position, I'd just put a couple of the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro in. I was having massive issues with the 3 HDMI cables that have been in the wall for a long time. It'd only do 1080p, then one cable I did find would do 4K, but then it was like stuttering. So it's obviously clearly something wrong with the cable, so I've had to lift the TV back off the wall. And now I'm going to have to go and order some high-speed HDMI cables. So work's going to have to stop for a couple of days now while I get the cables, and then run the new cables in, which will obviously through the wall there, that brush plate, to that brush blade. Hopefully that won't be too much of a problem because it's a straight run, but anyway, work stopped. Have to catch up in a couple of days. What an absolute nightmare I've had with that. I had one cable I found that worked fine, which would do the 4K HDR. Wouldn't fit through the wall, and I've been fighting with it all day long. Absolute nightmare. Then I randomly went in the garage to... I've got the old TV from here in the garage. I was going to run a new HDMI cable in for that, and I thought, that looks quite long. So I brought it here, worked fine, went straight through the wall, so hallelujah, it's now working fine. I'm now putting all the consoles and the units back together. Happy days. Right. So I'm going to put the monitors on each side of there, and obviously each individual Xbox 360 and Xbox One for those two. So that's like 4 more consoles to put in. But now I've got, in that unit there, I've got PS4 Pro, Wii U. In the centre cabinet I've got Xbox One X, Xbox 360 with HD DVD player, PS3, and the Yamaha amplifier. The other one I've got the original Xbox. Obviously on the other side again will be the consoles, I said. So I've got to put those 4 consoles in and those 2 TVs in, and then I'm finished finally. What I do need to get though, which I still haven't got, is I've got to actually buy a centre speaker and obviously the surround sound speakers. Right, all finished. The other TVs are put in, so there's the wall of monitors. There we go. So I've got the Xbox 360 display. That's actually a really nice plasma TV, that one. Does a 1080p, looks got a lovely picture on it. And there's an Xbox One update on that side. So I've showed this before, but here we go. In this cabinet, like I said, you've got the Xbox 360 and Xbox One for multiplayer stuff. And the same in this side. Xbox One and Xbox 360. So there, it just needs a good cleaning now. It's a bit dusty by my liking. A good hoover. And then just got to wait for the surround sound speakers and the centre speaker, then all completely finished. Very, very pleased with how that's turned out. I've got the remaining thing for the games room update. Centre speaker and surround speakers. I doubt I'll be able to do this one-handed, but I'll certainly try. So let's have a look. Can I see the model numbers here? For anybody interested. So it's an NSP51 package. Let's say centre speaker and rear speakers. So I've already got the speaker cable running. So I've got some spare speaker cable now. Put the daft guarantees. Whoa, I'll get that out, there we go. And then bits, yes. Not huge or anything like that, but just a nice size. And these cost £97, I think, for the 3, which I think is pretty reasonable for when you see them. So, you see, I'll have to put the camera down to do it. But like, that's a centre speaker, decent size for a centre speaker. Very pleased. That should have a good sound. And there's each rear surround speaker. Again, really happy with the size. That should go well with the floor standards, and that is the subwoofer. Centre speaker in place with the Wii sensor and the PS3 camera on top. Just sits there, right? So if I back out a little bit, you can get a good idea of the size. Decent size on that. And there's the 2 rear speakers which I've yet to put up. I'll do that probably tomorrow. It's a bit late now, I've just got them from day shift. I decided to get brackets rather than flush mount the speakers, so here they are. So it's time to put them up. I marked off. Second speaker is in. Second sound speaker, that is. Second speaker there. Time for calibration. So I've got the little microphone there to do it. Here we are, set up for calibration. There we are. Games Room 1 vlog complete. 75-inch TV installed. New amplifier. 5.1 sound system which sounds magnificent. Absolutely delighted with the results. I hope you've all enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.